in the classroom we've been working on fractions. So last week was two-dimensional, three-dimensional shapes. We're going to shift our focus over to fractions. So this is going to be a review for some of you. It's going to be a concept that we've talked about. Maybe you still need to hear it a little more, but we're going to talk about fractions. So as you can see up here, I have two circles, and each one of the circles, they're split into 4 parts. Out of the 4 parts, I have one piece shaded. So if I was going to ask, what fraction of the circles are shaded? You're going to say 1 out of 4, because there's 1 shaded out of 4 total pieces in that circle. Because there are 4 pieces, 4 parts that are equal, and 1 that's shaded, we write the fraction 1/4. Now, this is a question that I ask when we have talked about fractions in the classroom. The top number, the 1, when referred to as a fraction, is called the numerator. It's the top number. The bottom number, think down, the 4, is the denominator. Now, 1/4 shows how much is shaded. If I wanted to know what fraction is not shaded, you would say 1, 2, 3. 3 out of the 4 total parts are not shaded. In order to get that bottom number, you've got to add, or you got to count the entire shape, how many parts there are. Now, the key thing is, in order for you to do a fraction, or in order for you to split a shape, whether it's a circle, a square, a triangle, a rectangle, it has to be equal parts. They must be equal parts. So if I'm going to split this circle in half, I've got to make sure that I show it equally. Now, I'm going to show you 2 examples. I just said in half, so that is splitting it into 2 parts. This part right here, I'm going to go right down the middle, and that's going to be equal, because I have about the same amount on the left side as I do the right side. The way that I cannot show it equally is if I come over here and I draw a line there, and I say, okay, there's 1 out of the 2 parts there. That doesn't work because this is not equal amount. They have to be equal. So that one does not work because there's more that is unshaded versus what is shaded. Now, again, this is freehand. It's not the most perfect, but fractions must be equal parts, or as close to equal as you can do. Remember, top number's numerator, bottom number's denominator. Your application problem is going to be on here, and it's going to have to do with fractions. So, one way to tell if a fraction is completely shaded, or one whole, is if the numerator is the same as the denominator. So in order to make this particular fraction a whole piece of it, then I would have shaded in all of it. And now this fraction, instead of being 1/4, becomes 4/4, which equals 1 whole. Let's get ready for our application problem, and then we'll talk about our homework. Alright, I've got our application problem on the board. It is a fraction application problem, and instead of you guys doing it today, we're going to do it right here on video. So, I'm talking about Bill and Sarah, and I love some pizza, so the pizza's the star of the question. Let's read it. Bill and Sarah ordered a pizza. It had 8 slices. Bill ate 3 slices, and Sarah ate 2 slices. What fraction of the pizza was left? Alright. Do I carry Bill and Sarah? Nah, not really. Let's go back and let's underline our question. What fraction of the pizza was left? I'm going to box in 2 things. I'm going to box in the word fraction. I have to make this answer in a fraction. If I didn't put it in a fraction, it would automatically be counted wrong. And I want to know how much is left. Some of you may have got tricked and used how much they ate. I do not want how many pieces they ate or what fraction they ate. I want what's left. So let's go back and look. it had 8 slices. That pizza had 8 total slices. No matter how many they eat, it started with 8 equal total slices. So my denominator of my fraction, my bottom number, has to be 8. But let's read on. Bill ate 3 slices, and Sarah ate 2 slices. So, you guys are pretty smart. You know 3 plus 2 equals 5 slices that they ate. So, 5 were eaten. I am going to draw this into a fraction by using a circle and making 8 parts. So let's split this up. I go straight down with a vertical line, straight across with a horizontal line, and then I'm going to X right through the middle to try to make the most equal parts that I can. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, Bill ate 3 slices. So I'm going to start here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to keep going because Sarah ate 1, 2. Now, I can do, the total is 8 slices minus how many they ate, which is 5, which should leave me with 3. So I have 1, 2, 3 slices left. You could answer, there are 3 slices left, and I would say that is wrong, because your answer has to be in a fraction. What fraction of the pizza was left? There are 3 pieces that we did not shade in, so there are 3 out of how many total pieces or slices that we started with, which is 8. So what fraction of the pizza is left? 3/8 of the pizza is left. How many did they eat? They ate 5/8 of the pizza, which just means 5 out of 8. 5 out of the 8 pieces were eaten. But we have to do it in fraction because it asks what fraction. That's our application problem. Use what you know, what I've taught you, and let's look over at our homework. In today's Google Form homework, you're going to tell me how much of this object is shaded. So you're going to do the fraction that is shaded. I'm actually going to make it multiple choice because I know you're going to have to flip back and forth to view this. So you're going to have 6 questions. A is going to be number 1, B is going to be number 2, C is going to be number 3, D is going to be number 4, E is going to be number 5, and F is going to be number 6. You're going to pick the multiple choice question that tells how much is shaded. Remember, your top number, the numerator, is the amount that is shaded. Your bottom number, the denominator, is how many total parts. We are ready to talk about what you need to do in order to complete your math today. So, you have some fraction questions going to be found on Google Forms, and then you're going to finish it up with iReady Math. You're only going to do 10 minutes today. Hopefully that'll help speed some stuff up and get you finished. So, fraction questions, iReady Math.